Hey, it's Derick Gant. It is 7 o'clock on the nose. Haven't gone live in a while, but I wanted to jump on. Last couple weeks, we've been asking our clients, what their number one concern is. I am an expert at managing money, from being in debt all the way to investing money for clients. And I have been doing that for so long that I forget that there's so many people that really want to know more about the basics. We also do fitness. Devin, pop in and say hi. Hey, so, we do fitness, we do spinning and other workouts, and we also do money management. Devin's a real estate expert,
Yes, sir.
so we try to cover the gamut when it comes to helping people with their finances. So last week, I asked a bunch of my clients and went online and asked a couple of our private groups, what their number one concern was. So I will tell you that the overwhelmingly reply was, making sure that they had enough money to last their lifetime, so that they can live the life they want, but also not run out of money. So, there's so many people with the COVID situation that, been right-sized and outsized. It happened in 07, 08 when the real estate market bubble burst. It happened in 01 with the internet bubble. So, so what this is tonight is a follow-up on that question. What do you need to do with your money or to get more money? And so we're running this program, and it is going to be free. Normally we charge for it. We do coaching. People pay a fee for this, but there's so many people kind of like antsy about what's going on that we said, we're going to push something out. We're going to help people. So here's the deal. If you want is that your boy Jacob on? Is that young Jacob?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's up, Jacob? So if you want the workbook, you're going to have to go to the website and download it. Dev, can you pop in on here what the website is?
For the workbook?
For the workbook.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So he's going to drop the link so you can download the workbook, and you can download that. You can take a look, and we're going to go through it. So we're going to try to blow through it super quick. I'm terrible at multitasking, so I'm answering some questions as we do this. So I promise I won't do it too much. I'll let Dev answer a lot of the questions. So inside the workbook, the first thing that you have to know is, when you're looking at your life, when you're looking at your income, when you're looking at what you're doing, either a 9 to 5 or you're self-employed. So here's the issue. If you're self-employed, we're self-employed, right? We go out, we only eat with what we hunt. So we get a new client, we get paid a commission or we get paid a coaching fee, and we eat and then we keep moving. But what happens later? What happens when you're not really looking for those new clients? So this is a conversation for you entrepreneurs out there that are providing a value, a service, or something to your constituents, your customers, and you need to understand what you can do and how you should be positioning yourself. How I got Devin positioned himself today. We started this day one, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
We started day one positioning him to create revenue while he sleeps. Okay? Because that's what wealthy people do. Wealthy people have multiple sources of income. They are protected against being fired or being let go or being right-sized, being downsized, because they have created other sources of revenue. So inside of the idea of I need multiple sources of income, right? I need passive income. I need to make money while I'm sleeping. You got to constantly be thinking about that. And you got to be thinking, there's some questions you got to really ask yourself if you really want to be successful at it. So as more people jump on, we're going to leave this up. Okay, we're going to leave this up for 24 hours, and then I'm pulling it down because, like I told you, this is content that we really charge people for. I shouldn't say really. We charge people a premium to come in here and figure out how to expand their life, how to add thousands of dollars per month, okay, which equates to thousands of dollars per year to their bottom line, because this is all about your bottom line. How can you create money while you're sleeping so that you can continue to elevate your life and live a quality lifestyle. So I jumped on one of these calls with one of the gurus that I watch all the time. And let me tell you what they did. All they did was they sold one of their programs. So they had you on this call. They had you on this Zoom program. They put you on for 30, 40 minutes. And then at the end, they said, hey, buy my program so we can tell you how to do what you said or you thought you were coming here for. We're not going to play that bullshit. We're going to tell you what you need to know. Understand that we can't tell you everything you need to know in order to level up your income, but we're going to get you started. And the first step is for you to grab the workbook and download that. So here's the deal. We have hundreds of clients, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to watch this. So we're going to do a raffle. I promised my clients that we were going to give away some money, so we're going to give away $100. We're going to give $100 away, not this gold fake $100, a real $100 cash money. We're going to shoot them off to them, $100 to our clients, and we're going to shoot $100 off to anybody that's watching. At the end of the program, we're going to ask you to put your name in the comment box, and we're going to add you to the raffle. Dev, what's the name of the raffle we're going to use? Because we're not picking the names. It's going to be electronic.
The name of the raffle is Wheel of Names.
Wheel of Names. So you know it's not a gimmick. We'll raffle the money off tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this. We're going to blow through this. Tomorrow we'll jump on live. We'll get the Wheel of Names up. We'll put everybody's name in that's a member or that's already working with us. They'll be in one set, and we'll spin the wheel for them, and that group will win $100. And then we'll do the same thing for anybody that's not working with us, but you took the time to watch this or share it or pass it on, and somebody watched it with us, and they probably you're gonna have to be live at the end of this. So the rules are, you gotta stay to the end, okay? And then you gotta give us your name. We're gonna add your name tomorrow. We're gonna spin the wheel, and we're gonna send you the money. We'll send it to you Venmo, PayPal, however you get money, we'll send it to you. Doesn't matter to us. So we just wanna encourage more people to be financially free. So the first step is to download the workbook. Did you drop the link for him?
I did drop the
link.
link.
He dropped the link, so the link is there. The second thing is that you really should grab some pen and paper. And this particular session is only for people that are looking longer term. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You're looking longer term on how to create more revenue off of what you're doing. We're going to talk about vertical income, multiple streams of income, and passive income. There's several things that you need to do, that you need to know in order to start to position yourself. Now, most 9-to-5ers call it retirement. So that's just one way to do it. That is just one of the many ways that you should be doing it. One of the multiple ways, putting money away in your 401k plan. So I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but let's talk about that. If you're not maxing out your 401k plan, if you're not putting as much money in it as you can, you're going to be in trouble if you don't have any other sources of income. If you're depending on Social Security to help you later on, you're going to be in trouble because there's no money in the system. So the first question in the workbook, if you've downloaded it and it's there for you to download, is, what's your money mindset? What is your mindset or your perspective about life in general? Okay? Do you have a block about your money? Where did you get your money mindset from? I got my money mindset. Hi, Kelly. How are you? I got my money mindset from my mother and father. And my dad used to always say, Derick, money doesn't grow on trees. So what he was saying was, I don't have enough money to be screwing around with whatever it is that you need, so you better make it super important if you're going to ask me for some money. So that's what we call a scarcity mindset. That is a poverty scarcity mindset. That means that there is not enough to go around, and therefore you are going to be hurting if you don't go do something right away. Okay? The opposite of that, of course, is there is an abundance of resources, supply, and money to go around to make your life do what you need it to do. So you have to ask yourself, where did you get your money mindset? I grew up thinking that there wasn't enough money. So guess what I decided to do for a living? Talk about money. It's not a coincidence that I grew up and became a professional dealing with money because I was afraid I wouldn't get my fair share. Total bullshit, but my dad didn't know any better, so he did the best he could. Now we know that if you go to work and that you use your mind and you use your resources, there's plenty of money to go around. Where's your telephone?
Right here.
Let me see that phone. Look, this device right here, you can figure anything and everything out you want on that telephone. How to budget, how to invest. The question becomes, are you willing to do the work? So then you have to ask yourself, what is money really? I mean, really, what is money? Money's a piece of paper. It is a tally sheet of what you've done so far. How much did you keep? How much did you make? Right? It's just a tally sheet. What money really is a ticket. It is a ticket to make choices and decisions about what you want to do next. Right? So you want to go on vacation. Do you have to ride in the back of the plane based on your ticket? Do you ride in the back of the plane, the middle of the plane, or the front of the plane? Are you getting a cold coffee or a hot towel? Right? The very first time that we took the kids on vacation, the airline screwed up and they ended up forcing overbooking. So we ended up riding first class. The kids thought that was their first trip on a plane ever. So their mindset was, this is the way we're supposed to fly all the time, right? But at the moment, yeah, he's saying yes, sir. At the moment, at that time, when we came home, they were like, well, wait a minute, where's my drink? Where's my hot towel? I need to wash my hands off the hot towel. Where's the lady asking me what I want with my chips before the plane even took off? Great experience to teach the kids exactly what money does and what it's really for. It is a choice. It gives you more choices. Doesn't make you a better person. It just gives you more choices. So the next thing is, why have you been stuck where you're at? Most people are stuck. So that's why I asked the question. Why have you been stuck where you are? Maybe you're comfortable. Maybe you have enough choices to just make you barely happy. So let's look at the way society works. If you work for somebody, they pay you this much money, okay? And when you go home and you start spending your money, you spend this much money. That means you are totally breaking even. That means you're living check to check. And then some people, what they do is they pull out their credit card and they spend this much money. Now there's a spread between what they make and what they're spending, and that causes a problem. Because if you get right sized, resized, off sized, undersized, or relocated, you need more money, not less money. Now all of a sudden you have the bigger spread. And so what we're teaching people to do is position themselves financially with a firewall. We're talking a firewall, right? We always talk about the firewall. Firewall is enough money to say, right? Right? I mean, it's enough money to say, hey, you can't dictate to me where I am and where I'm going and how I'm going to get there, right? Maybe not enough money to never work again, but enough money that you can take the time to go out, get a better job, or get a different job, or start something, or manifest something in your life that really is for you. So we're still working in the workbook. If you just jumped on, and I see Marie's the branding specialist. We're going to talk about Marie a little later. But if you just jumped on, you need the workbook. Devin put it in the link on the video, so you should be able to download that. That's what we're talking about as we're going through the workbook. So what's the big lie that we've been told? Remember, I just showed this to you. This is what you make. This is what you spend. The big lie is that it's not enough, right? There's not enough to go around. We can't pay you anymore. We can't pay you anymore. So let me tell you who owns and who doesn't own. The people who make this much money and spend this much money, those are the owners. Those are the employers, okay? Those are the ones that are lending to everybody else. So you're here, they're here, and that spread is that paycheck you're getting and the profit that they're keeping. You got to decide that I'm going to create this environment for myself. It's a mentality that you have to adopt in order to change your life. I don't care if you work 9 to 5. I don't care if you're self-employed. If you're self-employed, it's even worse. You've got to create a spread for yourself. You have to treat yourself like an employee, but we'll get there. So the real question is, how is it going to change? How are you going to change your situation? And that's what you're here for, I hope. I hope that you decide if you stay, because jumping on, a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people registered. Jermaine Reynolds registered. Rashawn registered. We probably had 25 people registered, but we already know that there's more than that on the call. The people that registered are the ones that are hungry and aggressively looking to change their disposition. So What's going to change? You have to make a decision. Are you willing to invest, right? It takes money to make money, but you know what takes more than money to make money? It takes a desire, it takes hunger, it takes you saying, I am sick of breaking even and I'm ready to elevate, or at the very least control my life. Look, I wrote a whole book on how you can create your own code to create and control your life. It's all about what you need to do to get fit, right? Let me ask you a question. Do you want to have all the money in the universe and be fat ass, right? Can't walk up the stairs, can't go on trips because you're uncomfortable, right? Or do you want to be super fit and broke? Do you want to be super fit, have money, and emotionally bankrupt, or a head case? You want it all. I want it all. That's why it's called the 24K life code, because you want it all. You want to be fit?
Yes, sir.
You want to be fit? You want your money right?
You know I do.
You want your head right?
It's already there.
You want a bad banging chick?
Yes.
You want it all. You don't want just some of it. You want all of it. And in order to get it all, you have to start investing the time and the energy into yourself. Right? We're so worried about, where's that phone? You're so worried about Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and snapping and ticky-tocking. What's it called?
TikTok.
TikTok. You're doing all that bullshit, but you're not reading. You're not reading. But these are books, right? Power. You got to read. What else you got to read? You got to read. If you want to elevate, you got to read. Let me tell you something. People who are broke read less than one book a year. People with money, they read a minimum of one book a month. They read at least 12 books a year because they're feeding themselves in order to elevate. They're understanding what's going on. So that leads us to the next question. Who's your number one enemy? What's your number one obstacle from you elevating your life, from you improving your money situation? What's the number one obstacle? I hope you point it to yourself, because the answer is you, okay? And how are wealthy people different? Wealthy people are different because they invest. They invest in themselves, and they invest in other businesses and opportunities after they invest in themselves.
So while you're talking about investing, Jermaine Reynolds asked about, what about stocks?
So Mr. Reynolds asked about stocks. He's one of the ones that registered. He's hungry. He's ready. What about stocks? I had a young lady that came to me yesterday and said that, hey, I've been saving up some money. I want to start investing. And she meant stocks. She didn't say it. She meant stocks. But let me tell you something. By the time you find a stock, and this is what I do for a living, I manage portfolios for people. By the time you amass enough money to make it meaningful, to make a stock position meaningful, you have literally wasted your time. I would rather see you invest in yourself, Mr. Reynolds. So let me give you an example of exactly what I mean. So you want to go off and you want to buy some stocks. And let's say each one of these represents one stock position, okay? So you buy some stocks and you pay $25 for each share, but you don't have a whole lot of money. So you buy 100 shares, okay? 100 shares, $25. And let's say that stock goes up $1, right? $1. 10% rate of return is $2.50. So say it goes up $1. That's a pretty good rate of return. How much money did you pick up? 100 shares, $1.
2,500.
No.
25.
You picked up
$100.
You picked up $100. Okay? You buy 100 shares, okay? 100 shares, $25 a share, $2,500, you've got invested, it goes up $1, you just made $100. Let me tell you something, I'm giving away $200 today. You're better off waiting for me to give you some money than go a whole year investing. What if you spent $25,000 and it went up $1? So now you got $1,000. Let me tell you something, how long do you have to work for $1,000, right? You can pick up an extra $500 coming over to my house, doing my lawn, or doing a cleanup job, or helping me market, right? Mm-hmm. The kid outside flipping the sip coffee thing makes $1,000 in a couple months. So why are you don't waste a whole year on something that's gonna take so long for you, and that's if it goes up. That's if it goes up. Now listen, I do it for a living. I'm not against stocks. I use stocks as a small portion of a portfolio, Okay? Real estate is a portion of the portfolio. So you use your stocks, you use your real estate, but you have to invest in yourself. Inside of here, you have an ability to provide a service, to provide a value to society. That's the rate of return you want to get. You want to go read a book, learn how to do something amazing. What if it's baking fat-free cookies that taste like they had all the fat in the universe in them? How many people would buy that shit? I'm talking thousands of people would buy that. I'd buy them.
Millions.
Millions. Thank you. Millions would buy it. So go out and invest in yourself. Identify what you're amazing at. We're going to get to that because that's what this is all about. So next on your work in your workbook, okay? Next in your workbook is a really close look at your past, your present, and your future. So I want you to write down, if you have the workbook, I want you to write down what your annual income was 5 years ago, okay? Then I want you to write down what your annual income was 3 years ago, okay? And then, of course, I want you to write it down, what did you make last year? Write those three numbers down. And then right now for the present, and we're blowing through this. We don't have time to spend it. You should download the workbook and you can do this stuff later. How much will I make in the next 12 months if nothing changes? If I don't change anything, how much will I make? And you better pray that your job stays essential. I'm serious. What's up, Chris Carter? You better pray your job stays essential. Because if it does, then maybe you'll make the same money. But you know how many people are working at a university? How many people are working? The people that worked at the hospital that weren't critical. Like, I got a brand new client and she works in the outpatient surgery. She says, hey, my income's been jacked up because they were kind of doing some small stuff and they wouldn't let me go on unemployment, and now we're back at it, but we're not back at it full tilt. I'm only working 4 days a week. Her revenue's messed up. She doesn't have a firewall. You gotta have a firewall. You gotta build some cash. So back to Mr. Reynolds' question, what about stocks? What about a firewall? How much is a firewall? 6 figures. 6 figures. You need to have some cash. People have $1,000. They have $5,000. They got $10,000. I got clients with $25,000. I got a guy with 25 grand right now. And his sole focus is getting to 100. And if he's watching, he knows who he is. He's a doctor. His sole focus, I got him totally focused on getting 100 grand. Because once we hit 100, every dime after 100 is going to get invested. It's getting invested in stocks, in real estate, in a side business, in a side hustle, in somebody else's venture capital business. He's going to be his own, what's that show, Shark Tank? Mm-hmm. He's going to be his own Shark Tank, right? That's what you need to be thinking about and looking at. So then the next question is, how much can I make in the next 12 months if I got 100% committed to growing my financial life? How much do you think you can make? Now, in the future, what's your 3-year goal? What's your 5-year goal? And what's your 10-year goal? Listen, the problem with people is that they don't have any goddamn goals. They just know they want more. I just know I want more. But what does more look like? How much more? More what? More life, more options, more choices, more money. You want more what? So you gotta have specific numbers that equate to your goal of what it is you're trying to do. Okay? If you if Jessica's trying to get on, not sure why it's not letting me connect to video, because you got a messed up phone or something, I don't know. Text her and tell her to do something different. So that's okay, don't worry about it. So, the reality is that if you don't set a proper goal, and we have a whole course on goal setting, go to the website and drop me an email, dg@derickgant.com, and we'll hook you up with our goal setting course. There's a whole course just on setting the goal, because people set stupid ass goals with no parameters, no accountability, no set focus, and they'll never get it. You just never get it. So let's jump into what it takes, right? And we're gonna spend about 10 to 15 minutes max talking about what it takes to get your money where you want it. So, passive income, multiple streams of income, vertical income. Let's talk about vertical income strategies first. So, I have clients that have worked with me a long time that still don't get, Danielle, you're just now jumping on, you missed 20 minutes. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. So, we're getting ready to talk about vertical. So, let's take you for an example. She just jumped on, so we're gonna use her as an example. So when you're taking a look at how to create more income, passive income, multiple streams of income, and vertical income. Multiple streams explains itself. If you have a 9 to 5, then you need a 5 to 9. That means that you work for somebody else during the day, and at night you start investing in yourself, your own business, your own ideas, your own supply and demand strategy for the marketplace. So let's say that you start a business, and let's say it's a school of some sort. And I think Danielle, tell us what business you started, so I can be as accurate as possible. If she tell me what type of business she started. So going vertical simply means what?
She said she was late because she was at her daughter's birthday.
Oh Jesus, daughter's birthday. Okay. I hope her daughter's like 6. I'm just teasing Danielle. Did she tell us what kind of business she has?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. So going vertical simply means this. If you are, let's say you're an athletic trainer, okay? You're an athletic trainer and you want to invest. Investing in stocks and bonds is not vertical, it's horizontal. It is taking you out of your element of expertise. So anything that has to do with athletic training is going to be vertical. So maybe you're an athletic trainer and you start to sell athletic training equipment or the shoes, okay? Or online training programs. All of those things are considered vertical streams of income. And why do you want to go vertical? You want to go vertical so that you don't waste your time learning something new. Because everything new that you do has a learning curve. And if it has a learning curve, it has a failure curve. And most people that do motivational talks and sayings are going to say, listen, you need to fail your way to success. And Devin will tell you that, and I tell you inside this book, I think that is such bullshit, right? Fail your way to success. Who wants to fail? I don't want to fail. I mean, most people don't want to fail, so why are they saying fail your way to success? What they're saying is, listen, you need to try so many times and be willing to accept that you're not going to always succeed. I'm willing to do that, but I'm not going to focus my mind on failing my way to success. I'd rather have small wins and then learn how to have bigger wins and then bigger wins and then bigger wins, because it's like getting on the elevator saying I need to go to the 22nd floor. You get to floor number 7, somebody else gets on and they go back down to 5. I don't have time to waste going back down to 5. I don't know about you, I need to get to 22 as fast as possible. So I will take a smaller win and make it into a bigger win. You got a question?
No, but goddamn, y'all tell her what she do.
All right, hi Michelle. How's California, or are you in Florida? You just coast to coast, real estate from one side of the country to the other. Where's she work?
She opened Skills Tech.
Skills Tech.
It's a medication administration training course for essential non-licensed personnel working with the developmentally disabled.
She works for the mentally disabled, and she teaches people how to give them the medicine. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
So in her case, right?
For non-licensed personnel.
For non-licensed personnel on giving people their meds. Mm-hmm. So that sounds super dangerous, boy.
Yeah.
But anyway, you wouldn't want me giving you meds because I don't have time to read the labels. I'm just gonna pop the bottle open and give it to you. But in Danielle's case, she started this skills training for people. So the question for her would be, what other skills could she train them on? She already has the person that she's training. She already has their mind, their audience, and hopefully she's training them to deliver this medication accordingly and professionally. So now that she has this audience, what else could she train them on that is essential to help them make money? So if she's helping somebody else make money, they will buy her course to make even more money. So if she's in training, she wants to go vertical. We were talking about going vertical. She's going to go vertical on her training. So what else can I train people on that would help them in their vertical life to recognize how to make more money? So if she decided to go start selling cars, that would be going horizontal, not vertical, okay? So you want to have a vertical mindset. Like Devin and I, we talk about real estate all the time. There's so many areas to go vertical in real estate versus going wide. You want to go vertical in it. You want to start helping people get pre-approved. You teach a course. You can teach other realtors on how to get better listings. So you can train a trainer. I mean, there's so many things vertically you can do. The key is that you got to stop, take a time out, and figure out what you're a master at. You got to figure out what you're great at. Now listen, Most people will tell you, what are you passionate about? What do you love to do? Forget that nonsense. What are you great at? Because whatever you're great at is going to be easy for you to do. And if it's easy, you will do more and more and more of it. And the easier it is and the more and more you do of it, as long as there's a demand, then you'll get paid more money. Now, the point to getting paid more money is to level off your life so that you can have more choices. We talked about this in the very beginning. Money is a ticket for more choices, more decisions that are at a higher level. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a $5,000 car or a $50,000 car or a $500,000 car. It's all relative to the amount of money that you have and the choices that you can make, right? Because what most people do is they buy a $50,000 car on a $30,000 budget, and then they end up hemmed up. I talk to them every day trying to help people get out of debt. When people are in debt, they're not just in $1,000 debt. They come to me and they got $90,000 of credit card debt because they use this card to pay this card because they were eating on this card and paying their mortgage on this card, and the job stopped. And when the musical chair stopped, they got left holding the bag. So we help people all the time. You know, if you don't understand that money is the energy that starts your life, the energy that pushes your life, and until you build that firewall and you can control yourself, then somebody else is your, I won't say slave master, but they're your slave master, right? Until you can control your own purse strings. And while you're working a 9 to 5, you need to be working a 5 to 9. And there's so many people that have a 5 to 9 and they just won't work it. They refuse to work it. You know how many people have a t-shirt printing press in their house and don't print any shirts? I'm telling you, I talk to these people all the time. People have talents and abilities that they just refuse to work on. So you want to go vertical. You also want to have multiple streams. So you have your main stream, you have your skills center, and then you want to go, okay, well, what's the next best thing? Well, it's recruiting people. So how do you recruit people, right? Then what's the next best thing from there? Training something totally different to the same group so they can make more money. And you're charging for these trainings, so you're making more money. So you want to go vertical. And all of this takes immense amounts of work, which leads me to one of the critical questions is, what value and expertise do you bring to the marketplace? If you can figure out how to solve a problem for somebody else, and you can figure out that a lot of people have that problem, that's an opportunity for you, right? That's an opportunity for you. You have to understand that you solve a problem. What problem do I solve? What problem does Devin solve? So the problem that Devin solves is that people want to own their own house. I want to come in and I want to paint the wall whatever color I want to paint it. I want to play my music as loud as I want to play it. And I can't because I'm in a condo, because I'm in an apartment, because I don't own it and the landlord's an ass. I want my own place, right?
Right.
So he solves that problem. Let me help you get your own place. Now, the other problem he solves, because we talked about going vertical, is that he teaches people how to fix their credit so they can get a new house, right?
Yep.
Now, the other thing is that he just found out and is already becoming an expert because in our area, the city is giving away, what, $10,000 for...
Up to $9,500.
Up to, you see the expert, up to $9,500 for a down payment on a house in our area, right? So he's becoming an expert at that. It is another offering vertically that he's wrapping in this package to make sure that he adds more value. It's not free. You want to get your credit fixed, it's not free. You can't go anywhere and get anything for free. If it's free, then you need to take your telephone and you need to spend hours on hours. So what are you really paying for when you do something like that? You're paying for time. Wealthy people buy time. I don't have the time to cut the grass, to trim the hedges, to clean it up, right? I don't have time for all that. So I pay somebody to do it, and it is worth it to me because I save time so that I can be on here helping you level up, make more money, grow your business, expand your mind, expand your wallet, expand your life, right? And even if it's not expanding, control it. Who wants to be controlled? Not many people want to be controlled. I know I don't, right? That's why I can't stand being controlled. I told Devin, right? Devin, did I tell you? I said, Devin, you know you don't work well for other people.
Right.
You know you don't. So when he came to me, Dad, you think I should? No, I don't think you should go to work because you're going to get fired.
Yeah.
Because you don't like nobody telling him what to do. Be your own boss. That's not everybody, okay? But you need to know who you are. Again, you need to crack your own code. You need to understand what your assets are and how to improve them. I'm not pushing the book per se, but I'm pushing that you invest in yourself and you start reading. Read something. If it ain't my book, read another book. Read Power. Read how to become a millionaire. How to change your mindset. Read how to get fit, right? You'll sit around, guys sit around talking about they want this nice hot chick and they can set their beer can on their belly. I mean, come on, man. I mean, for real. Right?
Dreams.
I mean, it's you just talking trash.
Yeah.
You can get no hot chick looking like that. You got come on, man.
You gotta get lucky.
No, ain't no luck. Ain't no luck. Ain't no luck in the world. Luck is working your butt off to get where you want to go. So we're talking about multiple streams of income, vertical income. Now we're going to talk about passive income. So passive income, that's where you go and you say, listen, I got this machine printing press in my basement that I'm not using. I'm going to teach some high school kid how to use it. And I'm also going to have a high school kid figure out what the latest slang word is, right? And we're going to hashtag it on there. We're going to go over to Michael's and get some cheap t-shirts. We're going to put a really hot logo or saying on it, and we're going to sell them for $25, right? The shirt costs $4. You're going to split the profit with the high school kid or pay the high school kid minimum wage for an hour. How many shirts can they print in an hour? I mean, how many shirts can they print in an hour, right? I mean, seriously, what's minimum wage? It's less than $10. You pay the kid $10 when you get your money back after the first shirt is sold. And you're doing your 9 to 5. That's passive income. That's making money while somebody else is doing the work, right? Think about real estate. Now, people, they want to get in real estate. They're going to go into some real estate, and we're going to invest in real estate, and we're going to get the income. No, that's not what you're investing in real estate for. You invest in real estate so that somebody else lives in it, pays the mortgage, and you don't pay the loan back. They pay the loan back. And at the end of the day, they've invested and paid your mortgage while you are living in your own house, okay? And that property's paid for. Now you own it, and it's on your net worth statement as an asset with no liability. Now you can go out and borrow more money and buy a bigger place, creating passive income. Your retirement portfolio eventually will kick out a check to you if you get a smart investment manager, right? And you have a couple $1 million and you get 5% on it. That's $100,000 of passive income. What people want to do is they want to worry about investing 20 grand or 30 grand or 40 grand or 50 grand or even 100 grand when the rate of return, even at 10%, won't do nothing. It won't do anything to change your life. So you got to get focused on the right thing. And I'm telling you, you talked about the lie that society's telling you. The lie they're telling you is that there's not enough, okay? And there's not enough to go around, which is total bullshit. There's not enough money to go around. There's not enough opportunity to go around. There's not enough resources to go around, okay? There's not enough to go around, and that you can't do it. That's what they're telling you. And the lie is that anybody that you want to name, okay, about 90% of all self-made millionaires had zero, right? They weren't silver spoon people. They had zero. They had sweat equity, which meant they were willing to get off their butt and go to work. They were willing to get off their butt and go to work. They had an idea that they decided, even if they weren't great at it, they were going to perfect, okay? And they also didn't quit. You hear all these little memes, don't quit, and people are quitting while they typing the shit, right? I mean, they're quitting while they typing it. Don't quit. Listen, go model yourself after somebody that's doing something amazing, that didn't quit, that's doing it. And I promise you, it's my son, my other son, he's a musical artist, right? And I tell him all the time, I say, listen, go find somebody that's killing the game and find somebody young. Find somebody young. Find somebody 21, 22. They're killing the game. They're getting millions of dollars in contracts. And because everybody thinks that anybody that's doing amazing, right? People tell me all the time, oh, it's easy for you. It was easy for you. Bullshit. I've been doing this forever, right? Even a kid that's 18, 19, 20-year-old, they've been rapping and doing music for over 10 years. I promise you this. They were not an overnight sensation. They've been working their butt off. They eat, sleep, and drink their deal. Yolanda, what you doing? I'm gonna call you. I want to get better. If you want to get better, you got to do more than call and more than talk about it. You got to pick up the telephone. You got to set an appointment. You got to be hungry and you got to be willing to go. Is that Aunt Rhonda on here? What? If you've been watching Aunt Rhonda, we've been talking about firewalls, stacking up enough cash so that nobody can mess with you. That's what we're talking about, right? That's what we're gonna be teaching Dallas. As soon as I'll tell you what, before he gets out of college, I'm gonna work with him this year and next year about just building his resources network pool. Because when he graduates, he needs to have 50 names of people that can change his life. Right? This is all about networking, right? So, oh man, where's my workbook? Grab my daily planner. It's in the other room. We're going to show you all how to start managing your life, because it is essential that you have a game plan. So we talked about vertical income. Yep. We talked about multiple streams of income, and now we're talking about passive income. But look, this is what I'm talking about. Right? Every day I write inside my planner. This is my daily planner. And inside this planner, I set my major goal, my life major goal. Every day I read my major goal. Because remember I told you earlier, if you don't focus on it, it's not going to happen. Okay? But one of the criteria to having an amazing day, you got to rest well, you got to meditate, you got to exercise, you got to eat right. But here's the one I'm talking about for Dallas. Did you increase your net worth, meaning did you make some more money, or your net work, meaning did you meet somebody that can help you elevate where you want to go, that will buy those shirts that we talked about, that will invest in your business, that will be a new client for your skills center? You know, did you meet somebody that can introduce you to more people? Did you jump on Facebook and tell the world, I'm a money manager and I'm only here to try to help you elevate your game, so that you can have the kind of life you know you deserve? Like not having people telling you what to do your entire life, right? That you can pull the trigger and say, look, I'm out at 40. I'm out at 45, right? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start doing this. I got a buddy, he's a fireman. He said, hey man, I could retire right now, but I can't afford to retire right now because I still got to send my daughter to college. She's only 12. I got enough years in it I can retire, but it's not enough money. So he's under somebody's thumb. But if he would have been taking those days off and had a different 5 to 9 game plan, and I know firemen don't work 9 to 5, but they got plenty of time to level up their game. Plenty of time to level up their game if you're focused on it, if you're hungry enough to really change your life. So we talked about the 3 streams of income. Now, back to the passive income. Passive income is simply this. Take whatever amount you think you need, okay? And here's a big point. You got to know what you need, right? Ask yourself, you downloaded the workbook and you say, look, in the next 5 years, I'm going to need X amount of money. And assume you're not working. You got to have the number. Is it $5,000 a month? Is it $10,000 a month? Is it 15? Is it 20? Is it 25? Is it, what do you need per month? And then you need your investments, your real estate, your Social Security, your retirement account. You need all of those assets to equal that number. And whatever the shortage is, listen to me, this is the formula. Whatever the shortage is, that's your 5 to 9 goal. That is your 5 to 9 goal. That is your goal. Now, so many people are saying, look, okay, I got this side hustle and it's just a side hustle. If you have a side hustle and it's just a side hustle, and your goal, maybe your desire is that you don't want to work hard enough to make it a 9 to 5, but your 5 to 9 should eventually flip into a 9 to 5. That means you need another side hustle. That means you need another side hustle. So if you're a real estate agent, okay, the best ones that I've ever come into, they also invest in investment real estate properties. So not only do they buy and sell and they list, they invest. They got the inside scoop. It doesn't make any sense not to, okay?
Yep.
So build a real estate portfolio, become an expert, and then here's the game. You don't know the game. Here's the game. Once you do it, then you start training other real estate agents how to do it. And they will pay you thousands of dollars to do it because there are thousands of scammers out there right now showing you how to build your real estate portfolio. Every time one of them comes to the city of Toledo, I go check it out. And every one of them has been a scammer. Every one, listen to me clearly. I'm telling you it's a scam. You go to these programs, they say, I got the guy right here. Where's this book? Oh, this is it. Okay, I ain't gonna show it to you. The guy, he gave away a book. Right? That was his glitch, his hook. I'm gonna give you my book, right? So he gives you the book, and then he tells you, we're gonna show you how to build your real estate portfolio so that you can be financially independent. And then they charge you thousands and thousands of dollars for the course. I'm not talking about a couple. I'm talking about 10, 15, 20,000 because you buy the first program for $3, and then you got to buy the next program for $7, and then you buy the next program for another $6, and then so by the time they get done, you spend $25,000. And I guarantee you, only 20% ever made it through the programs, and only 20% of those people ever actually bought a property, and only 20% of those people didn't quit. And you know how I know? It's a rule. It's called the 80-20 rule. So are you ready to start doing what you need to do? Here's what we're doing. I told you I'm doing this for you for free, right? So I just walked you through the setup of the 3 income streams, right? I showed you what you need to do. You need to define what you are good at and then what you are great at. I ask kids all the time when I'm hanging around little kids. Kids love me. What's your best subject in school? And they always tell me. So do you like it? Most of the time they say yes, because it's their best subject. They get an A. Do you like it? Yes. So what subjects don't you like? And they tell me that too. And then I tell that kid, you need to do everything you can to be a master at that class. I'm not telling you to forget the other classes. Be a master at that class. Because that's the lie that nobody tells you. See, in America, they make you go to college, take all these bullshit courses. You remember you calling me from college? What'd you ask me about that calculus class? Remember that?
You ever used it?
Yeah. He calls me up from college and says, Dad, taking this calculus class. When do you ever use calculus in real life? What did I say?
Never.
Never! Because I took that shit. It was hard as, right?
Right.
I went to a college prep school, St. Francis, here in Toledo. I took the first calculus in high school. Then the second, third one I took in college. And I asked somebody the same question. When do you use sine over cosine equals tangent? Never! It's bull. College, but you got to go. He had to go because he had to prove he can get the piece of paper that says, I sucked it up and I did what society told me. I passed the test. Now what's next? But the truth of the matter is that you should focus on what you're amazing at, because that's what's going to make you money, not what you're passionate about. If you happen to be passionate, like I'm really super lucky. I think Dev is too. I'm passionate about helping people make money. I'm passionate about being fit. I mean, I am passionate. I'm crazy about it. When I'm not, my hobby is helping people figure out how to make more money. That's what I do. So I'm lucky. But let me tell you something. If I wasn't great at it, I would be doing something I'm great at. I'm not great at fixing cars. I don't even lift my hood, right? I don't even lift the hood. I don't. You know I don't. I don't change tires. I don't know how. I don't, and I ain't embarrassed to say it. Yes, I'm a man and I don't know how to change tires and I don't care. I'll call AAA in a heartbeat, right? No, do what you're good at. Do I cut the lawn?
No.
No, I don't cut the grass. It's not above me. I'm not good at it, right? I got better things to do to make money, and I can afford to pay the lawn dude. Or, and that's what they do. They love it. Figure out what you're great at. Figure out what you're great at. Become passionate about it. I guarantee you, if you're not passionate about it and you make a shit ton of money, you'll become passionate about it. Okay? You'll be so passionate that you'll get a team of people to do it for you while you go do something else. That's called passive income. Somebody's doing your work, you're getting a check. Okay? So listen, here's the deal. We want you to expand. We also know that it takes more than just this one call. So here's what we're doing. We're doing this call, this conference right here. We're doing this once a month in a private setting. If you want to get in on the private setting, because it is private, people have to pay for it. This one's free, no problem. But we're going through all the details on every aspect. My team is jumping on these calls and showing our clients how to break down their money, how to break it down so they have more money to start that side hustle, to build that firewall that we're talking about. So can you dump the link to the mastery school?
Gotcha.
So join our mastery school. Look, it is dirt cheap. I mean, it's like $25 for the whole month. So I am promising that if you jump in there, that you're going to learn enough to make $25. That's ridiculous, right? Our real clients are coaching with us one-on-one. We're elevating them. Danielle, call me. We're going to talk about what you asked me the other day. So you got to get more vertical, and we're going to show you how to do it. So call me. We're going to do a one-on-one. I'm going to give it to you your first one-on-one for free. Rashawn, she started her own business. Jermaine, I'm waiting for Jermaine to figure out what he wants to do so we can help him level up. But in a group setting, we're putting a bunch of entrepreneurs together. We're a bunch of people that want to do that 5 to 9. They want to get it started. They don't know how. They need to get their firewall set. That's what we're doing in the private mastery class. And so join in on that. And we bring experts from real estate to credit. Even though I know the stuff, there's people that just do credit. We're going to bring them to you. People that just do real estate, we're bringing them. We're going to bring people to talk about how to level up your life at every angle. We're going to bring an attorney. How do you get your LLC structured? Do we have any questions? No other questions?
You had a few, but you kind of went over.
All right, well, what were some of the questions? Hey, ask a question. Now listen, we're at the end here. So here's the deal. I told you we're giving away money. We got 2 different groups. We got our existing clients, and we have people that aren't clients, but that stay to the very end. So right now, go in, type your name in, you got to type your name in so we can go in later tonight or tomorrow morning, pull your name off. We're going to put it in the raffle. Tomorrow, what time? I got to teach spin tomorrow night at 6. So I'll be cleaned up by, let's say by 8:30.
Okay.
Or you want to do 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. 8:30?
Yeah.
Let's do on the hour. I like on the hour. You know I hate that half hour stuff. 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I'll clean up fast. 8 o'clock, we're going to come back live, and we're going to do the raffle. It's name wheel. So it's wheel of names. It's an automatic thing. Nothing we have control over. If you're here, put your name in, and we're going to put you in a drawing. We're going to Venmo you $100 cash because you stayed and you participated in this session. That's how much we are willing to invest in you. Any other questions?
So what's the difference between money market and savings and stocks and bonds?
Okay, the difference between the question was, what's the difference between a money market, savings, and stocks and bonds?
Correct.
Okay, let's put savings and money markets in the same bucket. A savings account is a place where you take money and you put it into that bucket, okay? And you don't take it out. If you take money and you put it in the bucket and then you go and take it out the same month you put it in there, that's called a deferred spending account, right? You deferred spending the money. I'm being an asshole, but a deferred spending, okay? Savings account means you systematically put money in it, you don't take it out. Money market's the same way. Now, you might be asking, hey, is one better interest bearing wise? No, neither one of them pay you jack crap. They don't pay you any money. So it's just a way for you to protect money from yourself because you know if you have it in your hand, you're going to spend it. So you take it out of your hand and you put it into a savings account. Stocks and bonds, I explained earlier. So if you're asking that question, you missed the first part of this talk, of this session, this training session, and I don't have time to waste, so I'm going to suggest that you go back and rewatch the beginning because we talked about stocks, and I don't want to waste everybody else's time. So stocks, if you're lucky, you'll make some money, but I explained it earlier.
About 15 minutes in.
About 15 minutes in. Any other questions?
That's about it.
All right, so listen, I hope you all benefited from this. I hope you leave your name because I hope you want some money. I don't think a lot of our existing clients registered. I think we only had about 20 registered, so that's pretty good odds to win $100. What?
We have a question. It says, what do you know about a family LLC from Walter Pope?
Walter Pope. Mr. Pope. See, Mr. Pope, that dude, he's a client. So he already know. There's a difference between, as far as liability is concerned, okay, as far as your liability, there's no difference between an LLC if it's a family or if it's just a regular LLC. The liability is the same. It protects you if somebody wants to sue. So if you're an individual, you're selling t-shirts, okay, You decide to go buy some cheap shirts and they got some asbestos in them and it's giving people cancer. People can sue you. If you have an LLC, they won't sue you, they'll sue the company. Now they might sue you and the company, but there is a better chance they'll sue your company versus suing you, and you get to keep your lovely home and all your assets and your prized possessions. A family LLC is a particular ownership model based on, again, it's going to be all family members versus strangers or some other partners. We talked about it in general, but we can talk about that in detail a little bit later. And I already know that somebody's telling me, they text message me that they're the ones that ask about stocks. See, it's always people with money that want to know about stocks and bonds. But I went over that. She saw it, so she'll be all right. Plus, she's got a shit ton, and she works for JP Morgan, so she already knows. She's just trying to be nice and ask good questions for you all who don't know nothing.
All right, so to stay on the topic, what are the advantages of having an S Corp?
So an S Corp is a professional corporation, okay? So like I have an S Corp for my investment company, okay? It's almost like a partnership, so it's almost like an LLC, but because of the way you manage your actual money and your income and your cash flow, an S Corp is for professionals. A C Corp is for obviously big companies that have a lot of liability and a lot of moving parts. So there's a major difference between those. And then I also have a company, our smart money team, that company is an LLC. I don't need the protection of the investment advice. So when I give investment advice about stocks and things like that, or if I was going to tell you about a specific stock that I purchased or that you should purchase, I need to be protected. That's my S corporation. The LLC is where 90% of people need to be, is in an LLC.
Okay, last question that we have from Mr. Reynolds again. Back to the savings account. What about a high interest savings account to build your firewall?
There's no such thing as a high interest savings account. And let's say, okay, let's take for granted. His question, I don't know if you all heard his question because I'm kind of talking loud. His question was, what if there's a high interest savings account? First of all, that doesn't exist. Second of all, if it did exist, it used to exist. If it did exist, it's still relative. How much money are you going to put in this high interest savings account? So a high interest savings account today would be 3%. So if you put $10,000 into a 3% savings account, how much money do you have? $300, right? I can give your girl $300 and tell her to go shopping, and she gonna call you back and say, I put $200 on the credit card. It's not any money. You don't think small. Think big. Think, how can I make $300? Not in interest. How can I make it right now? And how can I make it every month automatically? That's what I'm trying to get you to do. I'm trying to get you to elevate, not just you, Jermaine, everybody. I'm trying to get everybody to elevate, because the trick is to get you focused on that little interest. Let's keep them focused on a little interest. But let me tell you something. The guy that owns the football team, the guy that pays LeBron, that dude's stacking. And he ain't stacking interest. He's creating revenue off you buying popcorn and jerseys and pop and buying tickets. That's why they scared to death about this COVID. Because if y'all can't go to games, what you gonna do? They're gonna start live streaming and charging you for that even more. That's a whole different story. But that's going vertical. They know how to go vertical. That's what they got over us. I won't say us because I ain't in that. And Devin ain't in that because I make sure he's cool too. That's what they got over you. You're thinking about interest on savings when you should be thinking about, how can I buy a bank? How can I start loaning money? Do this, loan money to some people, right? And when they can't pay you, say, look, I'll take a part of your business, right? I'll take ownership part of your business. That's what you got to elevate. Look, buy the book. I'm telling you. DerickGant.com, okay? DerickGant.com, 1R, DerickGant.com, and grab the book. Get in the mastery group. I want 1,000 people in our mastery group. I want so many people in there that are sharing ideas, that are growing, that we can start our own bank. 24K Bank of America, baby. Right? You see what I'm saying? So listen, let's elevate together. Go to the mastery school, join in. These are the kind of conversations that we're having. Jermaine's already in, Lisa's already in, Rashawn's already in. I can name a ton of Mr. Pope already in. Okay? So get into that group, be involved in the conversation. right? This is just the free conversation that I gave you. And if you didn't take some notes and you didn't figure out how to elevate your hunger, that heart to do more, to do better, to be greater, and think about this, Mr. Pope. You think he's doing this? He's a young dude. I don't think he's 35 yet. But if you think he's doing it for himself, you're wrong. If you think I'm here doing this for me, you're missing it. You got to elevate. I'm doing it for him, right? I'm doing this for him because the more I do, the more he learns. He doesn't have to go through the same potholes of investing money in a savings account, not getting any return. Now he's taking his money and he's invested in his firewall so that he can invest every dime into more real estate, which is his vertical expertise, right? Creating courses for you to get your credit score up, his expertise, helping people get pre-approved, his expertise, helping people get access to capital to buy their home, his expertise, right? And hiring people to help him do it for $10 an hour while he's charging $25 an hour.
So the biggest question right now is how do we purchase the book? Go ahead and tell them how to get it.
Did you give him the link, man? Don't play around.
Hey, I wanted you to tell them.
All right, well, look, you can go to DerickGant.com and go to the shop. Go shop, and you can purchase the book. Listen, you can get the book hard copy. You can get it digital copy. And as we were speaking, I am doing the audiobook version too, but it's not out yet. So go get one of the other two versions. I don't care how you get it. Just read it. Just start reading. Commit to reading something every month. It's going to elevate your life. It's going to expand your net worth and your network. That's what you got to be doing. I'm just telling you. That I do like the fact that was the biggest question of the day. How can I get the book? Listen, I done sold 4 books this weekend. I went to a barbecue thing, and I didn't even say anything. You guys know me. I'm not going around going, you got to do this. You should listen to me. Maybe you don't know me, but when I'm in public, I'm pretty quiet. But somebody else said, oh, he wrote a book. They said, well, what was your book? I told them about it. It's a book on creating your own code. Listen, this is not my code. I tell you what my code is so that you can create your own code. Because what people do when they sell you a book, they go, look, this is how you can be rich. And that is bullshit, right? You're not them. You didn't have their life experience. You didn't have their exposure. You didn't have their mama, their daddy. You didn't have their ups, their downs. You cannot do what they did. So you can buy the book and say, oh, I'm going to do what they did. It's not going to happen. You're not them. You don't have the same communication. You don't have the same interest. You don't have the same skill set. What this book does is tells you how to blow up your skill set, your mindset, how to get your money right. Now, I will tell you how to get your money right, because that's just a principle of God. That's just a law of the land, how to get your money right. So I will tell you how to get your money right. I will tell you how to try to get yourself into some habits to get you off the couch, quit eating chips, and get yourself fit so you can get a fine chick, a queen. You know what I'm saying? Dev, you look, Dev, no.
Amen.
Dev, no. I sent him one the other day. Dude, this girl ain't playing. She got her business right, her mind right. She's trying to go somewhere. That's who birds of a feather flock together. Listen, birds of a feather flock together and eagles fly alone. Eagles fly alone. That's why I'm always home alone. Because I got to fly. Why you laughing? You know I'm not lying. Am I usually home alone?
Always.
Always.
Working.
Reading, working, thinking. You know why? I'm hungry. I got to have more firewalls, right? And hey, listen, I bought the big house. Do we have a big house?
Huge.
We had the huge house. Bought the cars, had the clothes, I did all that. Had the motorcycle with the big fat tire. I had it all.
Woke up the block.
Woke up the block. The motorcycle woke up. That did wake up. I got me in trouble. But listen to me. I got rid of all that crap. You know why? It's meaningless. Because if you don't have passive income, if that stuff's not making you money, it's a waste of time and money. I already made the mistakes, right? Spent millions and millions of dollars on stuff that wasn't generating revenue for me, but it made me feel good so I could provide my family with a big ass house. The week I could have the motorcycle going down the street, like, oh, look at, there's D. Gant. Who cares? Nobody cares who D. Gant is, right? What I care about is being able to create passive income streams that gives me more choices to spend more time with you, helping you create more income, create more businesses so that your life improves. And it's not altruism. Listen, it's not altruism. When your life improves, you buy a bigger house. And guess who you're going to buy it from?
Hello? Nice to meet you, Devin Gant.
Nice to meet you, Devin Gant. That's right. You see what I'm saying? So it's not altruistic. Me helping people elevate is going to help my son, my family, my friends that are also providing services and goods. We all grow together. That's all I got to say. So listen, Aaliyah, thanks for the question. We're going to have you on as an expert. She's an expert, she just got a new job as a diversity expert, but she's really an expert at how to get a high profile job and how to keep it. Right? That's what she's an expert at. In our private group, we're going to have her in telling you how you can elevate your 9 to 5 because you need to make more money where you are. See, all of you guys get up, and I'm going to get off this soapbox. You guys get up. Right now, I can't. I got to go to work tomorrow. I hate Monday. You guys are stupid. I hate Monday. Monday is the first chance you're going to get to go show off how amazing you are and how your boss should pay you more money, why they need you, and why they should pay you more. And when they pay you more, don't spend it, stack it, firewall. So then you can go do what they do, right? And you can charge less and still make a bigger spread because you're not as big as them. You're not thinking. Slave mentality. Think ownership.